Hi, good afternoon, Devanshi, Hasni, and Tanvi.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir.
Okay, yeah, actually, today is we don't have any class, but tomorrow is holiday, right? So I thought, we'll try to complete the portion so that the morning session and afternoon session will have the same content. Okay, so I wanted to explain some of the details. Okay, let me share my screen. But meanwhile, by the way, you're all practicing the code, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you need to practice. Okay, see, we can just say many times, but if you don't put efforts from your side, right? So it's of no use for you actually. How much efforts you put, that will be very very useful. So you need to put a lot of efforts initially. Initially, once you understand the basic concept and all, then you don't need to put at later point of time. So the initial phase is very important so that you'll come to know a lot of new terminologies and all, right? So those are all very important actually. Fine, let me see what we have today. So we'll do it quite fast, okay? And I have a lot of things to say also. So this week it would become, I want to complete most of the things. So from Monday we'll try to do any leftover items. Okay. Yeah. So yesterday I told about the canvas. So morning session they were facing issues. So I explained it to you in the yesterday's class itself, like the debugging, using the debugging and all, right? So I think you three are aware, right? How to debug the code, line by line execution, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to use the session two. Okay, line by line execution. Yeah, yesterday Sudarshan was also there. So we tried two types of debugging, one on Visual Studio and another one on the browser, right? So here also we did localhost, and then it is 2000, right? After batch is 2000, and then this becomes index. So click on this. Suppose if some issue is here, right, then you can go and inspect, and then go to the sources, and then you find the file. Okay, you find your file here. Let me close this, open it again, session 2, HTML, and 17 is here. Yeah, I'll open this. So we want to debug, you just put a debug point here and then run the page, refresh this. So the control comes here and start using these, the controls here in the top right corner. So yeah, you can do this way also, like you can dock this to the main browser. So you can dock this one to main browser so that both appears in the bottom. See here, the debugging tool comes in the bottom place. Okay, so you can do it from here itself. Let me minimize this one. Okay, here you'll see the controls. Line by line execution you can see. So you can get the values of this, like you can mouse over on the element and then see the values, or you can just copy paste and then go to the console here and then add the element. So it returns you, canvas element will return you this content. Okay, get document by element by ID is there, right? So it is returning the whole element. So you want some specific values, you can just dot height. You want to see height. So height is 100. We defined height is 100. You see here the value is 100, right? So you want this value, you can just make use of width. Okay, width. So like this you can get the values of the element. And yeah, go back to sources, and line by line execution is this. Either you can use on mouse over of this, right? You'll see F10. So either you can use F10 or mouse, anything is okay. And so this is line by line execution, and you see here. So stroke means the line still did not get executed. That's why there is no line here. Once you go to the next line, then you can see the stroke. See, as soon as this gets executed, the browser will understand to print a line. So it is printing a line here. Okay, like this. See, it also printed this rectangle. So this is the debugging tool. We say it as debugging tool, which will help you to understand the line by line execution, how the program is getting executed. Okay, now we tried these things. Let's see what is there. Yeah, canvas is all done. So let's go to the grouping tags. So what is this about? Grouping tags, we have two tags inside grouping. So instead of grouping tags, we say it as grouping elements actually. So what it does is, so there are two elements in it. One is div element, another one is span element. Okay, these two elements are, they play a role of container. Play a role of container means it does not do anything other than holding the content inside it. That's it. Like, the section is there, right? Section, it doesn't do anything, but it will just, group the related content together, right? Like that. So if you want to display a block of content, then you have to make use of div tag. Okay, and for that block you can apply different styles. Similarly, span is there, right? Span is like, if you suppose take this line, used as container for HTML elements. So you want to apply a different style and font for this container text alone. Then you have to enclose container with span tag. Okay, within span tag you have to add container text. So and then apply styles to the span tag. Then the style is applied only to this text, not to the other text. So in those scenarios we'll use span tag. Okay, let's read out the statements here. So div is like, block level element. So it is block level means it is like, group of elements. So you can just, if you want to create it as a one set of elements, then you can make use of div. Okay, and yeah, it defines a division or a section. So div tag defines a division. So it's like, you can find, suppose this is a screen, right? You can find, and you can just name particular area with the div. So it's like, this part. Let me show you on the screen, then you'll understand better. Let me create a new file. Okay, so today's is 18, right? I'm just copy pasting and then rename the file to 18. And when we add 18, we need to add it in the index.js also. So index.html. So let's copy paste this part. And then I'm going to add 18 here, 18 here, 18 here. Okay, now class 18 is done. And inside 18, okay, we have style.css. The JS file is also there. I'm going to remove this part. So I'm going to remove the whole part. Yeah, trainer details and then this canvas. Okay, this is the template structure, right? So I just created the template structure. Okay. Now let's build the content. Okay, this when you run this program, you see. Let's start. I'm going to close this. Refresh this page. The element 18 is added here. Class 18. Click on this. Yeah. So the background color is all in the color, right? So this is like body. The whole thing, whole page is the body, right? So this body, I want to divide it into different blocks. Like, I want to define the header section or block. And then this part, the second should be the main content area. And the bottom one should be the footer area. Okay, something like this. I'm going to design something like this. So this part would be header. This part would be footer, and the middle part would be the body. Okay, up to here I want to display the content. So instead of body, main content, and this one is like footer content and header content. So I want to divide, create a page with this structure. So let's do it using the div tag. So let's make use of div tag. Okay, so div tag is okay. Before this I want to add a comment, right? Demo of division tag. Now, so this is like, header content. This is header content, right? So this is header content. Just add the text, okay? Control C, Control V, Control V. And then this one, footer content, and this one is like main content, okay? So usually, right, in general, what we do is header content is like, menu items will be there on website, okay? And main content is like, details about the menu item. And then footer link would be some contact details or sitemap, something like this. So if you see any website, right, they have their own structure, right? So we can create layout using divs like this. So let's see, how it looks. We have created 3 div tags here, and then let's see how it looks, okay, on the page. Yeah, so now the page is divided like this. So this is one div, and this is another div, and this is another div. So what happens here is the div will take everything in a new line. So it will be printed in a new line. Okay. Now, let's, instead of this, let's give a background color so that you'll understand better. So here, I am going to add a style. So what style I want to add? I'm going to give width as 100% width I want to give. And then I want to give height as 75 pixels. Okay, I want to give height as 75 pixels. And background color, yeah, background color I want to give some kind of, yeah, let's give this. Okay, I want to give this style to the header. Let's see how the header looks now, like this. So let's, the content is to the left side, right? So if you want the content to move to the center or right, what you can do is there is an style attribute which is text align. So text align you can make use of, and then make center or justify or left or right. So anything you can use. So you want to save right, let's save it and then refresh it. The content will be printed just to the right side like this. Within the div, this is a div. The whole green part is the header div, which is printing in the top right corner. Okay, let's make it at center. Okay, let's make it right only. Let's see, right, and I want to give a padding. I explained, right, the padding. So you want to, in when we learned about the table cells, right? So if you want to give a small space, not sticking to the left side wall, right? So what you do is you give a little bit space so that the text will actually move to the right, and then it will give a space. So if you see here, the header content is attached to the top and then right side walls, right? So let's push it down, push it little bit, give some space here. Okay, what I do is I'll give padding. So padding, either you can give padding is equal to 10 pixels. So this will apply. When you give padding like this, what will happen is it will give 10 px to the top, 10 px to the right, 10 pixels from the bottom, 10 pixels to the left. So it gives like this. Suppose if you want to give different values to the padding, you can give like this 10px to the, okay, let's see this one first. Let's see. Now you got the space here, right? 10px here, and then you got a space here. So you see there is a scroll bar also here. So let me change it back to 98% here. Okay, 98%. Yeah, now you can see 10 pixels here, right? So this is 10 pixels here, 10 pixels to the top. Okay, 10 pixels to the bottom and 10 pixels to the left. So if you want to give different values, I want to give only top and right. Bottom I don't want to give, left side I don't want to give. So what will I do? Top I want to give, and then right, top right side also I want to give. Bottom I don't want to give, and left also I don't want to give. So you can make use of this property like this. Okay, let's refresh this. You see, it didn't apply for left and then bottom. So the padding is only applied to the top and right. So the values like this, it goes like this. You see, padding goes like this: top, right, bottom, left, like this. Top, right, bottom, and then left. Okay, so just like clockwise direction, the clock will go like this, right? So same direction. Suppose I don't want to mention these things. If 0 pixels are by, I want to mention. So if you don't want to mention, there is one more option also, like padding top. You can just give padding hyphen top, give 10 pixels only, 10 pixels, and then see. So see, right side it's not taking, right side it's actually touching to the wall. You can give padding hyphen right, padding equal to 10 pixel to the right, then so it gives a little bit of padding. Okay, like this. So you can use individually or all together like this. Okay, now let's see, let's give some other style for main content. Okay, I'm going to add style for the main with width as the same 98%. Okay, 98%. So instead of this, I'll give like width is equal to 250. 250 is like 10%. Let's give 10% here, 20% of the width, and I'm going to add one more DAV here. So which will take, so I'll give 78% here. So this one, let's see if both appearing side by side or not. Okay, I think both are, yeah, you see, yeah, no, this is appearing in 300, yeah, 20%. Let's take it as 75% and give a background color, then it would be easy for us. Okay, height is equal to, I want to give, sorry, 600 pixels. Okay, and here also height is equal to 600 pixels. Okay, and background also we need to give, right? So background, so background color will give it as this one, and then here we'll change the background color to okay, here we'll change it to another, okay, orange color we already gave. Dark tortoise, we'll give this one. Okay, same styles, let's apply to the footer. Okay, but we'll change the values. Okay, we'll change the color. Okay, dark velvet, and then here I'll just make it as 60 pixels and width is 98%. Okay, so let's see, I'm going to refresh. You see, yeah, okay, the content has been pushed down. The content has been pushed down, right? What we need to do is we have to enclose these two. Yeah, enclose these two in one single div. Or we can make use of table tags also here to create the layout. Okay, for now what I do is, so we have this structure, right? So we'll just make it as, this one I'll make it as 20%. This one will make it as 75% width. Okay, this one I'll make it as, yeah, this one we need to put it under enclosing div. Okay, let's enclose one. Home. Yeah, what I'm trying to do here is I'm going to add both in one div. This can be nested actually. Okay, this is like 98%, and then you can make use of 600 px. Here you can make it as 600 pixels. So within this you can make it as 100% height, 100% height.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
You mean div can be nested into its own element also?
Yeah. You can make it. So you can like that. You can make it. You can create any number of divs actually. So I'll remove. It's nested. Okay, this padding also I'll remove for this. Now you see. Let's see here. Okay, this is yeah, out of 98%, right? So it takes 20%, and then it should take 80%. Okay, let's see actually, what exactly is happening here. Yeah, we gave it in percentage wise, right? So footer came here actually. See, footer and both got yeah. So here what we can do is you have to go and inspect this element and try to adjust actually the code here. Okay. Okay, here. So this is one div. You can see here when I mouse over, right? So you can see the color changing. So, and this one is the content. You see 98% is the content. So let me reduce that actually. You can make the content changes here itself to okay, it got reduced, but this one is pushed down. So here also, so this is like editor, you can just see the changes directly here. So this way, like it will help you to make the changes and then immediately see like what is the results. Okay, here let me change it slightly different. Okay, so I'll give 98% to this, and then this is, yeah, this one I'll make it into okay, here I'll make it as background color too. Yeah, and some simple thing. So the whole div is 98%, and inside one I want to make it as 20% only. And the footer is okay. Footer is, yeah. I want to close this. Okay, you go up and see. So now we got the structure actually. You see, we give padding here. That's why it's a little bit right side. Okay, so this part is like, header section. This part would be the left navigation pane. This part you can consider it as a main content area. And then this part is like a footer of your website. So this way you can design your page, and then you can start adding the content. So you can start adding the content by using this. So we just, what I shown is like, you're grouping, you're just, we did not write any content here. It is just like, we are creating the layout structure only. So once you create the layout structure, then the next thing is like, just adding the content. So you want the point, bullet points, right? Or menu items, right? So you can add it here actually. Using anchor, right? Anchor tag href is equal to home.html, and then you can type, yeah. So here I'm just giving an idea for you. Okay, so let's, so you see we got two links here. So when I click this, it goes to the home page. When I click on about us, it will go to the about us page. So something like this. You can start adding the content according to your requirements. So this is what I was telling about the div tags. So it's like, so all the related content, right? So here I want to group the menu items here. So I just enclosed it with the div and then created a layout for the header part. So this part is like, main content, right? So I'm trying to give a specific colors and then add the content. So let's fill the content with this one. Okay, I want to fill the content first. Okay, let's add the same content here. Okay, so here I want to change the color of this one, so of this, and then make it look into different font style. So if you have that kind of requirement, what you want to do is you just have to make use of span tag. Okay, span tag ended, control X, and then domain is missing. Just enclose it with span tag. Okay, whatever text you want to make it look different, right? You just add span tag and then apply the style here. Okay, style is equal to, so what styles you want to apply? Font weight, let's try font weight. So font weight bold, you give font weight as bold like this, and you want to add one more style, right? So you can make yeah, font style. So font style also you want to make it italic, right? So better to use the style like this. Okay, italic. So don't you can avoid using the em tag and I. So you can make use of the css also to display it in italic like this. Okay, let's change the color also, color of the font. So just change the color to white. I want to change it to white. So let's change it to white, save it, and then only this part you want to apply the changes. So you are applying different styles for this text alone, so it will not be applied to anything. So just refresh. See, only to that particular element the style is applied like this, and all are in italic, all are in bold also like this. Okay, this is how we use span tag. Okay, span tag can be in any way, actually in any, you can put it in any place. Fine. So if you want to change specific style again within the style here, right, you can still do that actually. Add a nested span and then make changes. Okay, you try that part. So here, okay, let's see this part. Yeah, let me read out the statement. So it is a block level element. Block level element, what is the meaning of block level element? So it is like, this whole part is treated as a block. this is one block and this one block is inside another block. It's like that. Okay, that's why we say it as block level statement, and used as a container for HTML elements. So it doesn't do any other thing actually. It makes use of adding an elements within it. So like if you see our previous day's class, right? So we might have used document.get. Sorry, 1 second. Have we used it? Yeah, you see here we added a div tag here, the selected one, right? So this is yesterday's file. Okay. So we have used div. So here in this case, we are just, it's like it doesn't do anything. We want an element with this ID. So I can straight away use div because it doesn't do anything. So I just make use of this, create an ID for this, and take this ID value and then make changes to the element. Okay. And it is a container element. So container means, so many HTML elements will be there and it will be the enclosing one. So similarly, span also, it is an inline container. Inline container is like, within div, so you can make use of span to apply specific style. So that's why we say it as inline container, and use it to apply the style to a part of a text. So when there is a huge text and you want to apply particular style to only the particular text, you can make use of span tag. Okay. So this part actually, we just saw it like, so navigations and all, you can use hyperlinks like this, home, services, within div. Okay. Yeah. So div and span are called grouping elements. These tags allow to group several elements to create the sections and subsections of a HTML page. So it's like a layout actually. We create layouts. And div is often used to define the layout using the CSS styles. Yeah, this layout is created using the CSS styles. You see here, in our class, we did not do anything. So we made use of only styles here, only styles. Using styles, we are creating a layout. Okay. So one more thing is like, we can move all the styles to CSS. We can move all these styles to the CSS so that this page looks clear. Okay. So I'll just keep it here so that, for practice, it would be easy. Okay, now, yes, this is important chapter. So this would be the last one. And after this, we'll do some, basic small website development. Okay. So this part, what is this about? So this is about JavaScript, fully JavaScript, mostly JavaScript. Some of the events we already saw. Okay, I'm going to explain like, some of them, and you can try the remaining items. Okay. So HTML events. So HTML events are nothing but, if you want to perform any action on any element, then you'll call it as an event, right? Let's take an example of a button. So the button, if you want to click on the button, click will be an event because that is an action. Okay. Now, when you move the focus out of the text box, then we say it as on blur. You see, when the input field triggered when the element loses focus. I think we saw this on blur, right? Anyhow, I'll show you some of the elements, some of the events here. Rest you can try. Okay. Let me show you some. So class 18, right? So I'll keep these things here itself. Okay, let me take out this part. Okay, let me put a plain one. Okay, I'll remove this part. I'll remove this div so that, okay, so header, content, and a footer. So here I'll add the text boxes. Okay, so what's there? We have class 17, right? So I'll make use of the same fields. Okay, the content. So from here, this section. Okay, I'll add this section. I'm going to copy this part. So add it inside, save it, and you can refresh. See, it's moving down. Okay. Yeah, this content is not pushed down, right? The footer is not pushed down. So we may have to use different styles. Okay, we have to make use of position. Okay, for now, let's try relative. No. Okay. Okay, I'm going to remove this part, okay, footer part, and see. So because layout creation is one time setup, so you need to have focus to create the layout. So yeah, now let's see here. I'm going to save this, refresh the page. You can see all the elements are here. So here, yeah, let's take a first name. Just click on the tab. So means now the focus is on the password. Whenever you put a tab, right, so the focus is removed. So at that point of time, on blur event is triggered. Let's see how. Okay, I'm going to show you in the same screen here. Text box is there, right? So in the text box, I'm going to add on click event. Okay, sorry, not on click. Text box, right? On blur. We are talking about on blur, right? So on blur. So what I want to do, so on, okay, what I do here is my on blur event. So I'm going to call this function, JavaScript function. Now what I want to do, I'm going to create this file. Okay, I'm going to create this file. I'm copying it. So where should I create this function?
In the head or the body?
Okay, head or the body, but from last 2 days we have created our JS
The
file.
JS file.
Yeah, we'll create in JS file. Okay, let's do the professional way. So I'm going to create. Yeah, I'm going to create here itself. Okay, so this is the function name, open bracket, close bracket, and then we missed out adding function here. So function. Now we got this function name structure is ready. So I want to get a value of whatever user enters in the first name, right? I want to convert all the text entered in the first name to uppercase or lowercase. Anything is okay. Anything is okay. So we'll take an example. Okay. So what I do, I'm going to create a variable now. This is f name, and then how to get the value of the first name. How to get the value? We have to make use of document, right? Document dot
Get element by ID.
yes, document dot get element by ID, and then we give the name of the element. So what is the name of the element here? This is the ID, right? So ID, copy the ID, go here and add it here. So you can use double quotes or single quotes here. Both will work. Okay. Now we got the
So,
yeah.
we haven't saved your JS files.
Yeah. Still, because we are still writing the code.
I thought there's autosave.
No. So we just have to click on save. Actually, it's not auto save here. So it will just highlight actually.
No, but from my Visual Studio Code, it's autosave.
Is it? Yeah. Then whenever you do run a server or move away.
No, you can just go to file and then click for that option.
Oh yeah, could auto save. Yeah. So right. So there is an auto save feature available in Visual Studio Code. Yeah. So that's good to hear. Devanshi. Good to hear. Yeah. I think you're trying some items, right? So good to hear that. So I'm also learning from all of you sometimes. So yes, now let's see here. F name. I want to change it to uppercase, right? So F name dot, what I will do, value dot to uppercase. There is a function here. Okay. So you're just getting the value and then adding it here. So what you have to do is you have to change, assign it to the, okay, now you see. So it does not do anything. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to refresh this. I'm going to type this, just focus out, did not happen anything, right? So what we need to do is we have to assign it again back. So f name dot value is equal to, I'm changing it to uppercase again. So now this way the value is updated in this field when you focus. Oh yeah, this one, the spelling mistake. So it should be BLUR is the right. Yeah, on my on blur event, copy it. So we need to give the same name. Okay. Yeah, same name. So now I'm going to save it, refresh this, and then type anything in smaller case. Oh yeah, what happened? Okay, because control F5. So when I do control F5, you see here. Yesterday I told you, right, about the cache. So this is what about the cache. We tried it, but it did not load the content here, right? So when I press control F5, the JS file has loaded freshly into this page. Okay, now I can type anything in smaller case, just move away, then the whole content will become in caps. Okay, now this is about on blur event. So you can not only this, like I just gave you one simple use case to change the text into uppercase. You can actually do many things here, like in the JavaScript file, right? So what you can do is you can I'm going to give it in comments. Okay, validate if, okay, instead of validate I'll give check if there are any special characters in the name. First name, right? There should not be any special characters. Okay, and one more use case is check if there are any numbers. So you should not have any numbers for the name, right? So you can do validations like this on blur event, and then if there is any, you can just make it empty, or alert a user saying that the values entered by you contains some special characters and numbers, please correct it. Some kind of message you can pass it. Okay, yeah, now on blur event is done. Similarly, on focus, on blur is like moving away the focus. On focus is like getting into the focus, like you see here. So now the focus is on the first name. When you click on the tab, this will be on blur, and then this is on focus event here in the password. Okay, let's add some more here. Okay, some more function here. What is that? Let's add, okay, on password, right? On password I'm going to call on focus. So on focus, what I do, my on focus event. So I'm going to call this function. So the same thing, I'm going to copy it, go to this function .js, JavaScript function.js file, give a function name, open bracket, close bracket, give the curly braces, and add the function keyword. Okay, so function keyword. The basic structure of the function is ready. Just mention alert here. I'm going to just show you the alert message here. Okay, this is password, right? So alert is like minimum of 15 characters with numbers uppercase, lowercase, and special characters combination. So something like you can provide a validation here for this password. Okay, whenever you click on the password, it will alert with this statement. Let's see. I'm going to refresh this. So here I'm typing some name, press tab. As soon as you press tab, the focus is already there on the password field. So that's why the alert pop-up came here. So this is on password, right? So it says minimum of 15 characters with number, uppercase, lowercase, and special character combinations. So now the focus is here. So now user knows. So he will type uppercase, lowercase, and then numbers, all combinations here. Okay, like yeah. If you see show password, you can see like something like this. So it can have many characters. So it should be minimum of 15 characters. So it's 15 characters, right? So you can add validations and then show it like this. So whenever you bring focus back again, it always keeps on popping up like this because we used alert, right? That's why. So on focus is like this, and on change. On change is also like mostly we will use it for any input field value changes. Then we will trigger this on change event. Most of the time we use this one for the select box, drop down box. Okay, let's see the drop down box. Where is the drop down box? Yeah, here, right? Drop down box is where check boxes. Yeah, here we have the drop down box, right? So here I'll just use on change. So it's pretty simple, right? Pretty simple and same actually. Everywhere it is same. So that's why I don't want to explain everything. I'll just give you like all the functions, all the events, right? Work the same way like this. You just need the use case to understand and then write. So you see, I gave the on change attribute, and I'm going to call my on change event. This can be any name, okay? Custom name, and then you give this name in the JavaScript function. Copy this. So this is residence country. Okay. I'm going to the JS file. So you keep on adding functions like this. So the length of the file will keeps on growing actually. Function, and then let's add variable of residence country. Okay, residence country equal to document dot get element by ID. Let's add the ID. Okay, let's add this ID here. Okay, yeah. Now what I do? Okay, this is a select box. So where is the select box? Select box is, let's see, select box. Yeah, select box is here, right? So let me add a text here. Okay, so let me add a div ID here to display the message. ID display residence country. Okay, I just give some identity. That's it. So what I do is I'll go copy this ID, go back to the JS file, and so I'm going to give this one to this place. Okay, this one is for display. So this is for display parameter, right? So here, okay, I'm going to copy this one. Copy this dot inner HTML. You have to start using inner HTML, and then you want to add the value, right? So how do you add the value? So with the user selected one. So user country dot value. Okay, here I want to make it something special, like I'll give it text. So this is like, appending two strings. Here I do like, you have selected the residence country as. So I want to make it as bold light. So bold means you can make use of B tag. Fine. So you have added it here. Let's see. I'm saving the file. Go to this place, refresh. So there is no ID displayed here. Select this. You see, as soon as you select, it says you have selected the residence country as in MY. So Singapore. So Indonesia, like this. So it keeps on changing, you see, like this. Okay. So drop down also we will do this. And yeah. So on input, I think we already saw in the, where did we see? We saw it in one of the class. So which class is that? I'll show you. Maybe 16th. Oh yeah, 16th. We already have it here, right? So here you see color. So whenever I change the text, right? So it's getting changed. You see, the color is getting changed, right? I think it's available in the latest one also. Maybe yeah, it will be there. Okay, let's select the selected color here. Click on this. Yeah, it's also here. You see. Now you can see this. Let's make it red color. Yeah, now you can see, right? So this part is done using on input. So which is here on input. Triggered when the element gets user input color field. Yeah. So user input only up to here only. Read up to here only. Triggered when the element gets user input. So when the user input is there, then so here color field I just gave it for reference only. So refer to color field. So let me change that later maybe. Okay. So I'll show it here. Go to the 18. Where is our color displayed? Okay. Instead of this, better to search. Color field, we have it here. Okay. And yeah, see on this is not okay, not this. Yeah, color choice demonstration. You see here on input. So on input, we just added select color, and then the implementation is inside this, and then we get the the color element, and using that color element, we are applying that style to the selected color text. So like this, color element dot value. So using this, so it goes like this, all the events, right? It is same like this. Okay, now so we yeah, on research we haven't done, so this part I'll explain it in the next class. Okay, so on select, so triggered when a text has been selected in an element. So this is like on select, if you have a requirement, like whenever you select the text, you want some action to perform, then you can make use of on select event. Okay, on submit, I think we used it here. So where is that? Let me show you in the screen. Okay, go back here. Okay, I'm going up. So you see here form is there, right? Yeah, form. In the form tag, you can make use of on submit here. Okay, on submit. So on submit, my on submit event like this. Okay, so this is my on submit event, and you can make use of on reset also. You can make use of one more event, trigger an event like my on reset event. Okay, let's try this too. Copy this, go to here, go down. So this is for, okay, I'll just copy paste this part. Okay, this is my reset. I'm going to give my reset here. This is my submit. I'll go back to this and then add it here. Yeah. So here you can just add alert of clicked on submit button. You clicked on submit button. Okay. So instead of this, you are submitting the form details. Okay, you're submitting the form details. Let's mention like this. And on reset, right? I'm going to show you one more real-time use case. So there is a built-in function called confirm. Yes, Sudarshan.
Can you just like tell me one like shortcut which I wanted to know? It's like just now when you were deleting the text, it was coming from behind. Like you were deleting the ones that were behind, in front of it. Like
okay. Which one is that?
No, like go to your Visual Studio Code and when you click something, you're able to delete the text that is behind it. That's like back on to the right side of it. No.
I think you were saying that, you know, like before you wrote you are submitting the form details, you deleted the other text.
Oh yeah, correct.
Not
Okay.
backwards, but like, you know, frontwards. So like, how do you do that?
Okay, you want to delete this particular line, right? So is that what you said?
No,
No.
You have to delete it like I don't know how to explain this.
Okay, basically, right, I use the some of the keyboard shortcuts. Okay, so this is like if I want to copy paste, right, I'll use Control C and Control V. That you might know already.
Like the part where when you delete it, the parts that are in front of it gets deleted. So let's say you click on in between, like just click somewhere in the text.
Okay, this one.
Yeah, let's say you click the end of you. So you did some button and the or submitting the form details, you can delete that part.
Okay, let me undo and then redo it again. Okay, I'm
yeah,
not.
From there. Oh, I know.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, after you wrote that whole line, you wrote another line in front of it, but then you actually after the details, right, you just deleted the clicked on submit button, not backwards how we usually, but like from the cursor was in front of clicked.
Right.
How do you do that?
Yeah, I just clicked on home key. Okay, it was like this, right? So it was like this. So you can make use of home and then make changes like this. So here, go here and then type. So whatever, like this.
No, I don't think that's it's where you delete it. So you delete an area, but it becomes deleted. Like let's say your mouse is right there. How do you from there? How would you delete the part where it said clicked on submit?
So like this, right?
No, you're not actually like highlighting it. You're just deleting it without highlighting it.
Oh yeah, I'm just using the delete keyword. That's it.
Yeah, how would you do that? Because when you usually delete it, it would go the other way. Like it would delete the
like the key, the cursor would be behind.
Oh, okay. Understood. So basically, right. Okay, suppose assume that the text is here, right? There are two ways of deleting the text. Either you can use backspace or delete key. So now you see, I'm going to delete the before text. Okay, the text which is to the left side on clicked. So you use backspace. So if you want to delete submit, right? So use delete key like this.
Oh.
Okay, backspace and delete, both are, you can make use of anything. So let me, yeah. So alert you or submitting the form details, okay, to the server. So this is one, and here I'm going to give a real-time scenario for reset. Okay, so I'm going to give if. So I'm using a built-in function of JavaScript. So there is a confirm function which asks for user confirmation. Okay, so are you sure you want to reset the form details, question mark. Okay, so if user chooses yes, so then I'm going to return true. So if user chooses false, means cancel, then I'm going to return it to false. So just an identifier here. Okay, so I don't want to refresh the form, when the user clicks on reset button, right? So I'll just return the flags, return true or return false. So this way I can identify what user wants. So this is a real-time scenario. Okay, so let's see how it goes. So there is a problem there, I can sense it. So but still I want to commit a mistake and show you the exact correct the code. So I'm going to refresh the details, refresh the page. Okay, I'm going to refresh the page, and then I'm going to add some details here. Okay, I'm going to add the details here. Okay, I select some dates here. So why I want to show you that is like, you can see. So I'm putting a lot of efforts in filling the form, right? Okay, yeah, it took a while for me. Now I want to clear this. So whenever I click clear this, it says like, are you sure you want to reset the form? Means whatever details I have entered, right? I want to clear that. So I want to capture users feedback here. So whether user wants to really clear the form after putting so much of efforts or no. So if I click on cancel or okay, it still, it still resets the form. Why? We have done, as I told you, there was a mistake actually. So here in the reset, right, I need to give a return statement. So if I give a return statement in on reset function, right, so then the form will stop at that place. So I'm going to show you. So I'm going to refresh the page again. So I added the, okay, I'm adding the password. Okay, and then I'm adding some text here. So you see I'm adding some dates. Yeah, select any dates, month, week, and then some time, and then add some user choices. See how I'm taking a lot of efforts, right? So user, you are providing a feature to the user to say his option whether he really want to. Yeah, now I'm clearing. Okay, when I try to clear, it says, are you sure you want to reset the form? Yes, Sudarshan.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So if you go to the age area, is there a thing where like you can only make it less than 3 digits because
Yes.
nobody can be.
Yes, you can do that.
that.
Okay, 1 second. I'll show this one first. Okay, we are in the yeah. So here, this is the reset form, right? I'm going to get the user confirmation. So if I click OK, the form will reset. If I click cancel here, the form will not be reset. All the details will stay in the same place. So this is one of the important feature, like in the real time. So because user will get frustrated to type the whole content again and again. So that's why, we'll provide this pop-up saying that, are you sure you want to reset the form details? He says like, okay, my option is no, I don't want to change. I'll just go change myself. So he'll change these two values and clicks on submit. So if he really wants to clear the whole, okay, I don't want all these details, I want to enter new details, click on clear, click on OK. Then all the details that user has selected, right, will be erased, will be cleared. Okay, fine. You wanted to validate this text, right? The number of characters allowed, right? Sudarshan?
Actually, I wanted to make it for the age.
With the
Age.
So with the page means, how you want
No,
to.
like the age. If you go to the age,
Okay. Understood. Yeah, the age here, right? So it cannot be more than 3 digits, right? So how many digits you want to allow? So let's go and check. Okay, and age is there, right? So age, where is that age? Okay, yeah, age is here. This is number, right? So what I do is I'm going to on blur event. Okay, on blur, and then you can add a function, JavaScript function here, validate age. Okay, or you can mention like is valid age. Okay, I'm going to copy this. So you want to pass the value by ID, then it's okay. Otherwise, you can just use this inside. Okay, this represents you are sending this element inside this JavaScript function. So this refers to the whole element. Okay, now this one will do it slightly differently. I'm going to add a function here. Function view is valid age, and then open brace, close brace. So we pass this, right? This is nothing but it's an element, right? So, or you can make use of age element. It's an age element, right? So you can give it as age element. Now I want to validate this, right? So how I will do? So I'm going to check age element dot value. So dot. So there is a parameter called length. So let's try to print this one first. Okay. Alert. I'm going to print element dot value. So you here in this case you no need to use document dot get element by ID. You don't need to use it because you already passed this in the is valid function, right? So this refers to an element already. Okay, save all. So this one is also saved. So is valid age, and then let's go back here, refresh it. So I'm going to type something and then go out. It says the value is this one, right? So now let's see here. I'm going to, yeah, here value greater than 100. So it should print true or false now. So is the value greater than 100? Right, it is a number, right? It should say actually. So I'm going to refresh this. You see here, true, right? The value is greater than 100 because it's 2004 and 2345, right? So what you want to say here, you can add a function saying if greater than 100, then alert saying the age of a person cannot be more than 100 years, something like this. Just a message, okay? So otherwise it will not come. Okay, I'm going to save this. So if the age of a person is greater than 100, then only I'm going to print this message. Otherwise it will not print. I'm going to refresh this page, go here. I'm going to give 12. Nothing happened. I'm going to give 1, 2, 3. It says the age of a person cannot be more than 100 years. So now let's give 100, the boundary conditions. So 100 is still allowed because I mentioned greater than. So greater than 100, only this message will come. If you want to allow 100 also, right? What you can do is two ways. Either you can give is equal to, greater than, and followed by equal to symbol. Then in this case, 100 is also considered as an error. Okay, save it, refresh it, and then go back. 100, mouse, take the focus outside. The age of a person cannot be more than 100 years. It still says 100 years. So the message, you can add it like, the age of a person cannot be equal to, or cannot be equal to or more than 100 years, like that. Suppose if there is one more way, like, you want to use only greater than symbol, right? So just
Sure.
change the value to 99. This version.
Well, could you like Control Z?
Okay.
Again. Yeah. So, in Python, they say that like you have to do if is and then they say equal to something, then do this. So why can't you do like if and then like equal?
Yeah, equal to is like, only for, you're checking only one value. So this applies to any value above 100 years is not allowed. So suppose if you want to, if you don't want to allow the age category of 0 to 16 years, right? So what you do is you can just, make use of the same condition. Okay. Or, okay, here what I do is less than how many years you don't want to allow? 20 years. Okay, you don't want to allow 20 years, like this. Okay, now here greater than also is okay. You want to use 100 equal to, right? You can make use of age element dot value equal to 100. So this way also you can do, like less than 20 also not allowed, greater than 100 not allowed, and equal to 100 also not allowed, like this. So this represents, pipe symbol is there, right? Equal, this represents or conditions, either this or this or this condition. Then this error message will be displayed. Suppose you want all together, right? You can make use of ampersand. So let me give a comment here. Okay, refers to or condition, and one more comment, ampersand refers to and condition. Okay, now here equal to refers to equality check, and greater than refers to greater than check. Similarly, less than refers to less than check. And here you can combine greater than equal to, right? Refers to greater than or equal to. Okay, greater than or equal to check. And so here I'm going to equal to, right? Less than, yeah, here less than refers to less than or equal to check. Okay, so you can try actually all these options here. Okay, so in place of this you can try this. Yeah, so I think your use case is matching, right? So the one which you're saying. So here if you mention less than 12, the error message will come. So here, but the message should be proper actually. The allowed age limit for this, so allowed age limit is between 20 to 99. 99 years. So here this part you can, based on the conditions, right, you have to change the messages also accordingly. So now you see, I'm going to refresh this. So if it's more than, then it says the allowed age limit is between 20 to 99 years. So let's add 20 here. So 20 is allowed, 99 is allowed, 100 is not allowed. So let's make 19 not allowed. So all the conditions are verified. So the boundary conditions are also checked. You can mention zeros. So 0 age limit is not allowed because it's less than 20. So like this. Okay. Yeah, this is one of the use case. Yeah, good, Sudarshan. Fine. So what's there? Yeah, like this you can actually you make use of the form events for checking the validations on input fields, the data entered by the user. Okay. Similarly, keyboard events also, you can apply the events for keyboards also, like key down, key up, key press. So you want to perform some action on it, you can use the same thing. So you can try by yourself. So in place of all these on input, right? So here let's go back to first name. Yeah, here on blur is there, right? So here itself you can try, right? On key down, on key press, on key up. Same way, whatever we have done here, right? Same way you can make use of this. Okay. These events, keyboard events. And similarly, mouse events. So mouse has got how many actions? Left click, right click, scroll, mouse down, mouse up, and then double click also, right? So all these events also you can still have it on the input fields. Like it's not only on the input fields, okay, you can apply to the elements, all kinds of elements, but you have to see, like, which element is supporting that. Okay, normal paragraph tags also you can apply. So like double click, let's okay, let's see this one, text area demonstration, or yeah, let's see one. Okay, let's see one. So here I'm going to add, yeah, here paragraph, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm adding one more paragraph tag here. Okay, instead of paragraph, we already have text boxes demonstration, right? Here itself, I will add it on double click. So on double click, I'm going to call my on dbl, okay, double double click. Then okay, now I'm going to double click on this text boxes demonstration. Then this event will be triggered. Okay, so where is that? Go down here. Okay, instead of this, I'll just add it here. Okay, so add it here, open bracket, close bracket, and then add a function keyword. So here I'm going to, okay, on double click, right? So yeah, here what I do is I'll make a magic here. Let's this, okay, I'm passing this here so that it becomes, the code will look easy. So here h3 element, okay, and then h3 element dot value is equal to h3 dot, sorry, h3 element dot value dot to uppercase, open bracket, close bracket. Okay, yeah, I'm going to save this. So let's refresh this. So we apply to this, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this one is not, this element is not working, you see. This one only we apply, right? Text boxes. So there is some error. So maybe we have to go and investigate. Like, you see, double click. Yeah. Cannot read to uppercase. So the value to uppercase is, it's not reading. So let's remove this one. Okay, it's not allowing that. So what we do, we just make use of alert here. So I'm going to alert the value of it. Okay, I'm going to save it. refresh. So alert. So it says undefined. So there is no value, right? So there is no value here. You see here, there is no value here, right? So it's just, yeah, let's make use of another. Actually, inner text is allowed or not. Let's see if inner text is allowed. Oh yeah, I need to close this. Okay, yeah, this, you see here inner text. When I mention inner text, right, it says like, text boxes demonstration. It's already there. So let me change it to inner text. Okay, I'm going to change the inner text is equal to dot to uppercase. Now I think it should be working now. Maybe refresh this, double click, it becomes uppercase. All becomes uppercase. You see? Yeah, like this, you know, you try to practice the mouse events also. So I just explained the double click, right? So you saw the magic here, right? So initially it is small case. When you double click, everything becomes caps. So what I did, I used the inner text to get the the text of the element.
Sir.
Okay. Yes, Sudarshan.
What is the point of doing that text?
Yeah, inner text is the content of element.
No, I'm saying like the animation effect.
What is that?
The magic, you said.
Oh yeah, magic means this one. You see
Yeah,
here.
so where's the point of doing that?
Okay, you see here, everything is in the smaller case, right? The camel case here, right? So you just double click here.
Yeah,
So,
but why would you need that?
no, I'm just giving you one simple example. Okay, this is just an example how the events will work. Okay, so there are many use cases that you can make use of. On double click, I just gave you a simple example of changing the text from lowercase to uppercase.
Yeah,
There are
but
many things
my
like,
question was like, what would you do with it?
oh,
Like, what's a good thing you could use that for?
oh yeah, it's actually, no, I gave it as an example only. Okay, so basically, if you want the real life real case use cases, right? So on double click, you want to provide some action, right? So you can make use of this event. So the point here is like, it's not making lowercase or uppercase. So what I'm trying to explain here is, these are all events. So on these events, you can perform certain action. Okay. So these are all like, you cannot use all these events in your web page. So you have to choose which one is best applicable for your project. Okay. So the requirements depends on you, like, how you want. Like sometimes what happens is, I'll give an example on mouse over. Okay. So here on double click, I mentioned, right? Instead of that, I'm going to change it to, I don't want to double click this. Okay. So here what I do is on mouse. Okay. On mouse over. Yeah. Here. What is that? On mouse out, right? On mouse out. So on mouse over. Yeah. When there is on mouse over, I want to make it into perform some action. So it need not be, uppercase or small lowercase. I just gave it as an example only. So whenever you want to mouse over, you want to alert user saying this is very critical section, please be careful. Okay, that part whenever you mouse over, it becomes, you see like that. Okay, let's change the implementation of this. So instead of this, suppose there is a use case saying like, please be careful about clicking the details in this section, or clicking or updating the details in this section. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, I'm going to change this. So I'm trying to change the value of this. Okay, before changing sometimes, so when I mouse over, right, it immediately says like, please be careful about updating the details in this section. So when I'm updating this, I should be pretty much careful. Okay, like the first name is, there is nothing like the first name to be careful. So I just gave an example like that. Okay. Okay, fine. Yeah, that's it from my side. So maybe we'll see. There are some clipboard events and window events, so which we will see on need basis. Okay, we'll try to build a small website. Okay, I'll catch you on Saturday. Okay, yeah, that's it from my side. See you on Saturday.
See
Okay,
you.
okay, bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Merry Christmas in advance.
Oh
Yeah,
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 you
thank
too.
you very much. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you all. Bye bye.
Bye.